1.1 Imperialism as a significant force in the late 19th century Europe. Historical context: European imperialism began in the 16th century with Spain, Portugal, Britain, and France, and the Netherlands expanding globally. By the early 19th century, imperialism expansion declined due to costly wars and changing economic views. Despite this, interest in overseas opportunities remained, leading to a renewed wave of imperialism from 1871 to 1914, focused on Africa and Asia. Economic motives for imperialism expansion: mercantilism, increased national wealth through trade and accumulation of gold/silver. Colonies provided cheap raw materials and exclusive markets. The slave trade exemplified economic exploitation. Industrialization, 19th century. Industrial revolution led to mass production. Nations needed new sources of raw materials and new markets to sell goods. Wealthy entrepreneurs sought investment opportunities abroad. The Long Depression, from 1873 through 1896. Overproduction and failing prices led to job losses. Governments pursued imperial expansion to secure stable markets and resources. Competition for raw materials. European powers targeted Africa and Asia for cotton, copper, rubber, tin, steel, silk, diamonds, gold, etc. More other things. Political motives for imperial expansion. Number 1, nationalism. New nations like Germany and Italy wanted to assert their power. Defeated nations like France sought to rebuild prestige. Britain showcased its vast empire and naval superiority. Number 2, social policy. Imperialism was used to unite people and distract from domestic unrest. Leaders claimed it would finance social reforms and reduce class tensions. Strategic control. Key trade routes, especially the Suez Canal, became strategically vital. Control over Egypt in 1882 showed how commerce and strategy were intertwined. 1.1b The emergence of new imperialism. Geographic shift. Focus moved from the Americas to Africa and Asia, driven by the discovery of valuable resources and strategic interests. Efforts to maintain peace. Unlike earlier imperialism marked by constant conflict, new imperialism involved efforts like the Treaty of Berlin, which was made in 1885, to manage rivalries peacefully. New imperial powers. Expansion beyond traditional European powers to include the USA and Japan, both driven by industrialization and military strength. Factors enabling new imperialism. 1. Medical advancements. Quinine reduced the threat of diseases like malaria, making Africa and Asia more accessible. Number 2, technological advancements. Transport, steamships, railways, and improved steel production, enhanced access and control. Communication, telegraph networks connected distant parts of the empire. Military superiority, advanced weapons gave Europeans a clear edge over local forces. Motivations behind new imperialism. Economic and strategic. Main drivers were trade, access to resources, and global power. Moral justifications, often used to mask self-interest. Abolition of slavery, claimed moral duty to end slavery in Africa. Racial superiority theories. Pseudoscientific beliefs justified imperialism control as a civilizing mission. Christian missionary work, spread of Christianity seen as part of bringing civilization. Criticism and acknowledgement of self-interest. Many leaders openly acknowledged self-interest. Lord Lugard argued Britain's right to expand for national benefit, disregarding African rights. August Bebel from Germany called imperialism a cultural mission despite recognizing its exploitative nature. Scholars note widespread hypocrisy and as imperialism was justified morally while being fundamentally exploitive. 1.1c Exploration and opening of Africa. Pre-1870, only 10% of Africa under European control, mostly coastal. Barriers. The African interior was considered dangerous, mysterious, and inaccessible. Changes. Medical and transport advantages like quinine and steamships reduced fears. Explorers. David Livingstone, missionary spreading Christianity. Henry Morton Stanley, hired by King Leopold II of Belgium to secure treaties in the Congo region. King Leopold II and the Congo. King of Belgium. He was the King of Belgium, and he personally financed the colonization of the Congo Free State. He exploited ivory and rubber through brutal and exploitative rule, eventually forced to cede control to the Belgian government in 1908 due to international criticism. The Scramble for Africa, a term used by journalists to describe the late 19th century rush by European powers to claim African land. By 1900, over 90% of Africa was under European control. European powers and their African involvement. Britain, motivated by strategic control, especially of routes to India, and economic interests, gold and diamonds. Key figures: Cecil Rhodes, who dreamed of a Cape to Cairo railway, controlled significant territories include Egypt, Sudan, South Africa, Kenya, etc. France focused on West and Northwest Africa, and they were motivated by access to raw materials and national pride after losing to Germany in the Franco-Prussian War. Belgium, the king wanted the conquest of the Congo Basin for profit. Portugal, built on historic claims along the African coast. Germany entered late, pressured by business interests, acquired colonies in German East Africa, Southwest Africa. But most colonies were unprofitable, acquired mainly for national prestige. Themes and takeaways from 1.1 is strategic and economic goals were initial motivations, but the scramble became a race for prestige and land grabbing. Many European powers claimed territory similarly to prevent rivals from getting it. Imperialism reflected national pride, competition, and a desire for global influence, often at the expense of African lives and sovereignty.